welcome to my channel. I've got the fool looking through the back door, and we are going to do a really weird reading about a couple of ex-royals or former royals for sale, basically. It started over the weekend at the time of reading, so yeah, hopefully this will be up in another couple of days, depending on, how slow everything is. Crazy season here at the moment already. And we've got the first one about Fergie. A blind came through, and that was actually today, so that's the date that I did this. And it actually says, the 9th actually is in Australian time. It actually says, the ex of the disgraced royal wants 25 million lump sum to go away quietly. A publisher has offered 15 million for a tell-all book, subject to seeing the dirt that would be revealed in said book. So that's basically very similar to the deal of what the Gruesome Twosome have got with Netflix allegedly now, where they get first pick, they need to have a look at it. I think Ginger's also got the same thing with Penguin Houses, probably Penguin House of the True Sign. Show us some dirt first, you're not getting any more money, give us first pickings. Yeah, so basically that's what's being offered. But, the woman's been lodging in the security of the royals for 30 years after being divorced from that family, right? She's divorced from that family. I think this has also been Charles's problem. Well, everything is, sadly, because the Queen didn't deal with it, right? Bless her, but she didn't deal with it. I believe it has been said, it might have been Neil Sean, that he's more worried about, keeping her under the umbrella than letting her loose. Well, a little bit late for that, right, Charles? So now we also will go on to Charles's son, right? And there's another report now that came out on Saturday, and which was yesterday at the time of reading, and the Netflix wants to turn Harry's controversial memoir Spare into 3-part TV miniseries that could earn him millions. Well, there's another one for sale, isn't it? Now, just how desperate are both of these, really? Just how desperate are both of these? So that's the reason why I'm using these cards, because they're neutral. They've got, no energies on them. You can read them for anything. So let's just find out. I can pull a rabbit out in the hat. 4 of Swords, the King of Cups, and that's reverse. The 5 of Cups, that's upright. The 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Swords, and that's upright. Okay, so it doesn't look like either of them at the moment. Well, hang on. This is money from Charles, right? So I would say this could be targeted at Fergie. I think it's targeted at both of them, to be perfectly honest. They are both grieving of what they've lost, both of them, okay? They do have a couple options, it looks like. They can definitely, put on their big girl sneakers, both of them again, and walk away with a couple of options. I'm thinking that maybe this might be true for both of them. Charles is not going to offer money. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how much they try to stay focused and badger him and whatever. They are both ruined. 100% they're both ruined. This one here, this is the 4 of Swords is, basically it's over and dusted. Charles is basically wiping his hands of what's happened. The 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got a crossroads happening at the moment with the Lovers just on face value. It could be either of them. Again, it could be both of them. There is some sort of plan, however, after Charles passes as well, being reversed. And that's going to be interesting because there's 3 working nicely together. And it looks like it's going to grow as well. This is an Ace of Cups. This has come down on, basically you're not going to get any money. So it's going to be a very, very emotional time for both of them. I have a feeling that they seem to think that they're going to get some money, allegedly, whether it's before or after. But I really do think that they seem to think they're going to get some sort of money. Now, why would they want to do that? Strength. And the Emperor. And that's reverse. The Hangman reverse. And the 7 of Wands. So someone is actually saying that they've been a sacrificial lamb. You do have strength here as well. And this is reverse. This is all ego-based, and I'm not going to call it as Markle at the moment because I think she's probably behind everything, literally everything when it comes to the gingerhead one. However, I'm not too sure. Well, they're both ginger, right? Her husband, right? But I'm not too sure with Sarah because Sarah is very, very much like Markle, and Markle has actually taken a lot of things out of Sarah's playbook over the certain course of time. Books and basically everything. 7 of Wands as well. This is both of them standing on their high ground. Now, I'm not talking about Markle, I'm talking about the 2 gingerhead ones. I'm talking about Fergie as well as Harry. They're standing on their high ground and they're defending what they're actually doing. However, it is actually seen as being indefensible. And it doesn't matter how much they say that they have sacrificed themselves, you still have the Emperor here. And the Emperor is reversed. And even on a previous reading we had, when the Emperor is reversed, he can get very nasty. Nasty when it comes to a temper kind of thing. This is also possibly, I was going to say possibly William as well, but this is reversed as well. I think when you've got the Chariot and you've got the Tower, let me just pull out, 6 of Swords and the Star. The Star's upright and okay. Where I was going with that, I think what both Charles and William have said is do your worst. Do your worst. Game on. Challenge accepted. Do your worst. Because you know what? You both have a Tower moment happening. You create so much murkiness. And you've already seen what's happened with Andrew because the Star card is Andrew's card. You've already seen what's happened. You've seen what we can do. It's historical. It hasn't happened for many decades, possibly even a century. I don't know. I can't remember. Someone can let me know, I'm sure, in the comments. But this is unprecedented waters, very, very murky waters. And I think both of them are just saying, you do what you got to do. You do you. But be forewarned, the only person that can lose big time is Harry, because Sarah has already lost already, and she's well and truly aware of it. Harry is the only one that can lose. He won't be, a prince. He's never going to be a king, right? But he won't be a prince if they keep all this up. Okay, the Moon, the 7 of Cups, the World. A little bit graphic sometimes, these cards. The 8 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles reverse, and the World is reversed as well. Yeah, absolutely. They are. I think it doesn't matter if they sell themselves out, right? If Spare turns, which is full of BS anyway, if Spare turns into a movie or miniseries or whatever, Fergie's delusional, literally delusional. If she seems to think that she can get 25 million out of the royal family, that's not going to happen. The woman divorced from the royal family 30 years ago, as I said earlier. Absolutely delusional. If she thinks she can get 15 million, right, for a view first only on the dirt, go for it. Absolutely go for it. They're calling their bluff. Absolutely. This is both William and it is Charles. And the only person that's going to be affected again is going to be Harry, because they can't gaslight, can't do smoke screens. It's not like it used to be. There are soothsayers out on social media that as soon as something is said, even with a picture, it's worse than AI. People find out immediately what the backstory is. Like a classic example was, which will probably be in what was written in Spare, is when William confronted Harry, and next thing you know, we had a necklace, which, real men wear chains, but hey, and the dog bowl incident, but he left out why. And it was because he had heard about the bullying from this one's wife, right? Allegedly, but he had heard, and he was confronting Harry about it. But Harry just seemed to miss out that tiny little bit. Now, if he's going to pursue something like this, right, which is in black and white here, well, it's just going to be like Oprah. It's going to be count how many lies has happened in, it'll be like The Crown, right? It'll be extremely loosely based on true facts, his story kind of thing. They need to go away. They absolutely need to go away, but it doesn't look like it's going to end, sadly. I think they will constantly merge. They will constantly try and plant seeds. We're talking about both of them. Constantly carry on. Sadly, this is something that the Crown has inherited. Not only technically their auntie-in-law, right, when it comes to William, but also his brother. Charles as well has inherited not only his alleged son, and I say that loosely, but also his sister-in-law. They're not going away. This is going to be what we're going to read. It's going to be more of this BS, but the royal family has said, do your worst. They don't care. Allegedly. Charles has got to the stage where he doesn't care now, and William has said, do it, be my guest. So that will be interesting. We're talking popcorn. Not only does Markle seem to think that she's going to sue William for her title, not the title that her husband gave her, but her title, right, which it just doesn't work that way, period. Not only can you not sue the king, but it's not her title anyway. It's only given to her because of who she married, right? Now we've got these two clowns leaking with things like this. So, yeah. Popcorn time, people. All right, guys. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Let me know. This will probably come out a little bit later too because of work. So, let me know if since reading, which has been the weekend, if there's been anything else you've seen. And, I'll see you again soon. Bye.